Welcome back, Unit 1, and Lesson 6, whatever. Now, this is the revision part, and you're really lucky we just got to this point. Uh, let's see what we're gonna have to do work on this week in this part. There are two boxes in this page, and it's actually, as you can see, there are too many questions here. And it's just kind of a reminder in the first box of what you're going to need to use in the second box. So there are three parts here in the first box that tells you about grammatical structure, which we have learned about before. It's kind of a quick review. The first one is about instruction, as in using keep a fire extinguisher in the kitchen. You're going to use a verb, and you can use it in a negative form, saying don't let children play with matches, as in don't. Maybe I still have the document, so let me remind you with it. Yeah, that's the one. It goes do and don't. Remember, bring me your book, watch my video, listen to me, always always wave your hand, blah blah, whatever. Don't play with matches, don't yell at me, don't close the door, never close the door, and never say never, never cross the red traffic light, and so on. Now, a strong instruction is always like is a time when you actually need an additional word. So you just don't just say keep a fire extinguisher. Always keep a fire extinguisher. Let children play. Never let children play. Um, oopsie. So as you can notice here, listen to me. Always listen to me. Don't close the door. Never close the door. The benefit of it is, again, is just to give a stronger sense. In C, instructions with if, we're using if with an instruction in two ways. We're either saying if the door feels hot, don't open it, or don't open the door if it feels hot. So we're just reversing the order, but what we're actually using is, there's too much explanation as you can remember here. We just use the same form of an action that gets to a result with an example as if you eat too much, you will become fat. It's more about using will for the future. But if you want to use it for an instruction, you go, if you want to play, come to my house. I'm using an instructor, a commanding verb as in come, but I'm still using present tense here with if. You need to know that. And if I'm reversing the order, I'm not using the comma. So it goes like the comma, sorry. An instruction with if present tense, come to my house if you want to play. Now, part two, asking questions. If you want to know something, you often have to ask a question. Well, not really necessary. You can listen to the person and you can just get the information you want. So this is a good use for if plus want is a verb, is in the present, comma, and then you often have to, just a present tense here, but it's just different type of using the F structure. Now, to get the information you want, you must ask the right question. What question do you ask if you want to know these things? Let's see. It's kind of teaching you how to put a question down. So, a meaning of a word. If I want to ask about the meaning, what do I say? I will say, what is the meaning of the word extinguisher? Or I can say, what does extinguisher mean? So you got two ways to put on the question. What is the meaning of? And what does blah blah mean? So this is what you're actually going to focus on. What does blah blah mean? And you know what's the meaning of extinguisher? Let me think. We've seen the picture before. I'm just going to try to get back for your sake and see what's going to happen here. Mrs. Extinguisher, where are you? Maybe it's Mr. Well, that's the fire extinguisher. See? Now, let's get back to our lesson. In the lesson, we're also supposed to make a question about the spelling of the word. So if I want to ask about spelling, how, I can say, what is the spelling of extinguisher? Or how do you spell extinguisher? So you got two ways to do it. You can pretty much focus on this. How do you spell blah blah? Now, the other one goes the spelling of a word. How to pronounce a word in a reading. Pronunciation. What is the pronunciation of extinguisher? How do you pronounce this word? Well, presuming you don't know the word in the first place, so you just point out to it with your finger and you say just, how do you pronounce this? Yeah, but if you want to, if you know the word, you could say, how do you pronounce extinguisher? And I say, well, the way you're saying it is right, sir. Both are acceptable. How do you pronounce? Okay, now the next one goes, which word the teacher is explaining? So I'm kind of lost. Oopsie. You can say, which word is the teacher explaining? No, and then you go with E, which line or paragraph or page the teacher is on. Okay, so you can say which paragraph or is the teacher on. You can say working on. So is the teacher working on, or you can say which page is the teacher on, and you can say which page, see, is the teacher working on. They're all correct, and you can just use any one you like. Now with box B, you're gonna have to practice asking and answering these questions with your teacher. I presume I'm here as your teacher and blah blah. I'm just you again too. It's kind of funny at some point. Like, sorry, too much of likes. Though I hate Facebook. Anyway, A, what does blah blah mean? You say, what does this word mean? And you say, we've used it here. What does this word mean, or what does that word mean? And then there is, how do you say in Arabic? How do you say I like it in Arabic, for example? And what does I like it mean? Now, see, how do you pronounce this word? Or how is this word pronounced? Well, yeah, so you can add this one here. How is this word pronounced? You can say, how do you pronounce this blah 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 word? Or you can say, how do you pronounce university as a word, you know? And which word are you explaining? Oh, if someone is lost here. Which word are you explaining? And which line or paragraph are you on? Yeah, that's nice. Which paragraph are you on? And you can just blah blah. I'm not gonna write that again. Type that again. I'm so sorry. Which page are you on? Okay. With C we go. Remember that an unexpected question should begin with "Excuse me." So, for example, "Excuse me, where's King Abdulaziz's library?" I don't know. Practice asking the question in box B again. Begin with "Excuse me." Oh, that's the one. Again, "Excuse me, what does extinguisher mean?" "Excuse me, how do you say this in Arabic?" "Excuse me, how do you pronounce extinguisher?" "Excuse me, which word are you explaining, teacher?" Or whatever. Excuse me. Excuse me, which line are you working on or are you on? Thank you for following on. Let's see, 11 minutes. Thanks for listening and watching. Bye.